Thank you for joining us for another Chamber Talk. I'm Jason Strong, Director of the Fairfield Media Center, and we are in the house today again with Mendy McAdams, Director of the Fairfield Area Chamber of Commerce. See, I got it right on the first take that time.
I'm so proud of you.
And of course, we have a special guest in with us today, and that's Doug Reinert with the City of Fairfield, as City Administrator. And real quick, before we get into all that, we've got a couple of different things going on here in Fairfield coming up in October. You want to list them off in order?
There's so many things, but for the chamber, we have the Meet the Candidate Forum. This is not a debate. Let me say that one more time. It is not a debate, and I do understand the passion of politics, but if you come to our event, we anticipate that you will behave yourself and act appropriately. So we will have the senators, Senator Dickey and his opponent, Lisa Ocean. And then we'll have, they are the second one. We will start with Mr. Jeff Shipley and Mr. Thomas O'Neill. Jeff is our current representative and Tom is his opposition. Miss Helena Hayes, which is the northern part of Jefferson County, is running unopposed. I believe she will be in attendance, but we won't have any time for her. We only run the opposed races. If you missed the candidate forum for the supervisors, Jefferson County Farm Bureau did that on Monday, and they had a little trouble with their live stream, but it was recorded, so you can get that from them because it is very important to be an educated voter.
Oh, it'll be interesting. I'll probably be reaching out to see if we can get our hands on it so we can make it available through our channels as well. And so if you don't know, you can catch us on Lisco Cable on Channel 9, or you can go to fairfieldmediacenter.com. You can watch our live stream broadcast from there. And then also on our YouTube channel, search Fairfield Media Center, and you'll be able to find us there as well.
You can find all the cool stuff that they've ever done as Fairfield Media Center. I like to go back and find some of the old stuff and giggle.
We do have a secondary YouTube channel, which is our archive channel, and it's everything from 2010 back. So I think one of the oldest things we have is a prom parade from like 1978 or something like that.
It's fabulous.
So yeah.
Yes. So then awesome. Also October is Manufacturing Month. Mayor Connie will proclaim that at the Manufacturers Appreciation Luncheon on the 24th-ish. And then, of course, it's Tricks or Treats at the end of the month.
That's the big one everyone's looking forward to.
If you would like to give out something to the kiddos, just give us a call at the chamber and we'll put you on Merchant Trick or Treat. There's no charge for that. For chamber members, there is a $25 charge for non-members because we feel like if you're not a member, you're a future member and we want you to help the little kiddos. Also,
and you should be a member.
You should be a member. Remember, they have school all day. So if your business closes early, you are only going to get the little bitty kids or kids that are homeschooled or out for a day. Most of the children have school all day. So.
And that's on the same night as Halloween.
October 31st. Trick-or-treating is 5:30 to 7:30. City proclaimed.
Right.
I was watching that city council meeting.
No, it's always good to know what time. That way, and plus, the sooner you have your kids out there, the more light there is, the easier it is to spot little ones trying to, go house to house.
So keep your eyes out for the little pumpkins and ghouls and goblins. I have some really fun, gooey skeleton things that you shoot at the wall and then they look like they're climbing down the wall. They're super great.
I think they had those back when I was a kid.
I know. I found them. I may have bought some. It's fine.
Well, continuing forward, we have our guest in the house today, so I will hand it off to you.
Hi, Doug.
Hello.
You're not new anymore. How are you settling in? Are you feeling like, you've been here 1,000 years already?
I've been here a while. So still working on the house, getting to know people. It takes a while.
Absolutely.
And everything's going great.
All right. So what's the latest and greatest with the city of Fairfield?
Well, fall's coming and construction season is over. So we will be working on the next project, but Highway 1 is done. We're doing the closeout documents on that. The Crow Creek Bridge is opened yesterday.
Yay!
I saw wonderful pictures on a little video that Melanie put up for it. So
I always like construction projects. And then the next one, we are in final design of the new fire station. Ooh. And we will be putting that out for bid very soon. And hopefully we will have a construction date set for 2025 and an open date by 2026. Ooh. So new fire station.
Very good. Because we did do a vote and then the bids came in high for those people who are not in the loop.
Yes.
So this is to get a different bid because it's private hot minute or?
There was some footprint changes to kind
go.
of reduce those costs, and as inflation continues to rise and costs keep going up, we're going to have to move. And we still are applying for grants. We've got a few for equipment and storage and those sorts of things, but it'd be nice to have more money, because what we've decided is, as Fairfield does grow, we're going to make it grow, but oftentimes cities have multiple fire stations. So we're going to build this fire station. It's going to be twice the size as the current one we've got. We've outgrown it.
Oh yeah.
And if we have to go in 10 years, 15 years from now, then they can build fire station number 2. So I believe it hasn't been set in stone, but this will be fire station number 1.
Very nice. I saw the guys were out working on the trucks this morning.
Yeah.
It's always cool seeing the fire trucks out.
I love fire trucks. Yeah. Okay, so hot topic, the compost site.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it, because Joe Hurd has been working his little tail off, doing the research, talking to the people, and we have decided that we're going to close it temporarily, close it permanently.
So we've added some pickup days, but right now, and honestly, we've had the DNR involved and try to understand where we're at, and the hard reality is it's been the compost site open for its residents for years and years and years, and then word of mouth, and then anybody gets to use it, and it became a contractor site as well, and that is not what its purpose was. And it got to the point where we could no longer sustain what we had, so now we have to control it. And having some guidance from the state and having some guidance from the council, we are adding some pickup dates, and you'll be having some drop-off dates that we would continually announce at council meetings. And then eventually what's going to end up happening is we are going to monetize the compost site because of the taxing nature of the cost of what we have. And again, if we look at if the bigger community perspective is, it's not a big deal if it's just you and your neighbor's pickup load. But when you're talking about dump truck loads, and that's a daily, weekly, monthly thing, that we don't have enough room, and that's not what it's for. And so, you have a few people that changes the game for us. And so we're working on it, because it affects even me personally. I have trees and limbs and what have you. And, the sooner we understand and come up with a reasonable solution and people help us, then we'll get where we need to be.
Absolutely. And if you've not been watching the city council meetings, they're recorded. Yep. You don't have to be there at 7:00 at night like some of us, but go watch those. Things happen there that are important. And if you've listened, $50,000, I believe is what Joe said, out of the road use fund is used for him to just take care of what is over there.
Just grinding, but it's pushing over $100,000 a year just to, with equipment costs and salaries and those calculations. So we've got to figure out something different. And, our budget only goes so far. I mean,
absolutely.
I don't think a lot of people realize how much money actually goes into that stuff. And the fact, we've gone, I'm guessing, maybe a decade or more without having to have to individually pay for something like that necessarily. But yeah, there is a cost factor there. And I don't think people really realize that. Yeah. And so...
Yeah, and honestly, you can actually take it to the landfill, and I think it's, $15, $20, $25 a ton, something like that. And essentially that's the system that we're going to, because there's no such thing as a free lunch. And
absolutely.
That's where we're at. And costs are going up, and these big logs are really hard on equipment, and when a front end loader breaks, it's expensive. I mean, it's...
Well, I saw some of those pictures of some of those literal trees
Yes.
being brought in. They're 2 foot, 3 foot in diameter type thing.
Absolutely.
And people are angry. I get it. And we do care. And some of the fun voicemails that I get about how dare you, and that's the polite way they said it. But we can yell and scream, or we can think of solutions, and we have people who are like, well, you should do this or you should do that. But there's always a dollar attached to the end of it.
Absolutely.
And, if there's other ways that we can make it happen, then we would. But we have to make it reasonable for the citizens, and it's got to make sense for our municipal budgets.
And it's not like you guys just went and said, "Okay, we're done." I mean, there was a very thoughtful conversation in that meeting about we want people to keep their yards clean. So if we close this, people can't do that. And it was intended for citizens, not for people who own apartment buildings, not for contractors, not for people who don't even live in Fairfield. And that's why we had to do this, right?
That's exactly right.
Exactly.
And I think that we actually. There's several times, and I think this is one of the months that, leaves are coming and they're like, oh, I'm going to burn them in my yard. Well, you legally can. You just, I would call the fire chief and say, hey, I'm burning leaves in my yard. I don't think that that's an issue, but I'd call and check. But there's other ways. And if we all work together, maybe we can come up with something that works for everyone.
We have set burn days according to an ordinance.
Yeah.
So I can't remember what they are. I'd have to go online and look at the ordinance. But you can find all the ordinances online.
Yes.
For City of Fairfield, Iowa.com.
Right.
So
go to our website, and one of these days we need to rework that. That costs money. So it doesn't matter what we do.
Preach.
It costs money. Yeah.
Right.
Everything costs money.
That's
All right.
right.
So what else do we got going on in Fairfield?
Well, those are the exciting things. You've already talked to some of the recreation stuff that's happening with Halloween, and that's a big chunk. We're getting ready to start working on the next year's budget, which is always my favorite thing. So, and we'll see what the temperature of the council is and what we can and can't do. It's always nice to strategize. We're actually going through IT services. We're going through all of our contracts, what's working for us, what's not working for us. We're working on a $20 million grant to help the citizens of Fairfield. And if we get this grant, it will help, repair roofs and insulation and siding. It will have, in fact, I just left that meeting to come to this. And, that's an every week, sometimes everyday thing that there's an entire team working on trying to get, when the apple cart comes through town, grab your basket and let's grab as many apples as we possibly can. And, this could be a game changer.
Absolutely.
And
$20 million is a lot of money.
Yeah,
that's not a small chunk of change
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, that's our operating budget. So, that's so, but this is to, we're focusing on cleaning up yards and cleaning up houses, and there's people that, they can't afford to fix the roof, and hopefully this will change that game. And, we want people to have good homes and clean yards, and, we don't expect perfection, but we expect you to be kind to your neighbor and understand how our stuff affects your neighbor and what those consequences, could incur. And our code enforcement officer that runs around town, he's a big guy, but he's not a mean guy. He was said, he's kind of like the school teacher, in the classroom, and says, hey, this is what we've got to do. And we want to work with you. We want to be patient, but we've got to make sure that, we're mowing our grass and we're repairing our houses, and, we don't have things falling in around us. This grant is going to help with that. There's going to be, hopefully, that we'll have a sustainability hub to where we'll have a shelter to where people can come and have resources where these people are housed, and hopefully we can come in and make things easier on the good people of Fairfield.
Absolutely. You're doing great things. I'm very glad that you're here.
You are, and everybody in the city government, I know, like Ways and Means and the Budget Committee and all that, they went through things with a fine-tooth comb and really tried to dial in everything. So you guys have a lot of hard-working people trying to make sure everything runs smooth. So definitely from my end, I appreciate you guys. I've always said I appreciate you guys. There's a lot of times I've said I wouldn't want your job because I know some of the things you guys have to deal with at times. So please be appreciative of your local city government. They really, really do work hard.
And they work more than 40 hours a week, every week.
Promise you that.
And Park and Rec's hayride is coming right up. So if you're not getting chamber chatter, because I know that I just put it in there because I was working on before I ran over here.
So look for it on Monday.
Monday, it'll be in there. It's like 1 to 3.
And you can follow them on Facebook.
Yeah, they are on Facebook.
Yes, they are.
There you go. All right. Thanks for coming.
You bet.
We appreciate having you, man.
Appreciate
Like
you.
I said, you guys work hard over there. So
And we're going to have Doug on probably every other month, and we'll maybe get Melanie on in the opposite month so that you can keep the updates from the city. Because while we understand city council meetings are open to the public, if you can just get the synopsis from us, we want people to be in the know so that we can all do better.
So when it comes to city council meetings and things like that, again, fairfieldmediacenter.com, search Fairfield Media Center on YouTube. We live stream those city council meetings. So unless we're running into some sort of, internet bandwidth issue or anything like that, generally speaking, we're live majority of the time. And so definitely tune in. Like I said, there's ample opportunity to be involved in your local government. And this is one of the easiest ways to do it is watch a live stream in the comfort of your own home and stay informed and know what's going on. So Chamber Chatter, fairfieldiowa.com, subscribe, get signed up, follow on Facebook. Same with the city of Fairfield. They have a Facebook page that they're constantly releasing information on.
There's some fun stuff on there.
I know Melanie does some of this stuff,
I
and
love
Melanie has a great sense of humor with it. So easy ways to stay informed of what's going on. So
Absolutely.
yeah, anything else?
Watch for some fun Melanie is working on because I happen to have just seen some fun emails, so it's going to be fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining us for Chamber Talk. And again, thanks.